The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty, Ray, and Candace.
Yeah.
Good morning from Scotty, Ray, and Candace.
Good
we were
morning.
just candidly talking about sometimes there's words that you can't get out. I was making a commercial the other night, and it was like, remember like Tweety Bird?
Yeah.
I got the twit, and I said a
Or
word.
Sylvester.
Yeah, like 5 times, and I couldn't get it out no matter how many times I tried.
Yeah, I was trying to say the word dust a while ago and said dut. Hopefully it's not going to be a day like that where I'm
We all have
mixing
those
up
sometimes.
words. Yeah, I think lately I have a lot more of it. I don't know.
I had
Is it age, maybe?
Well, you get in a hurry, I think, and that's that's always my problem. I noticed an address that I typed wrong like 5 minutes ago, and I'm like, gosh, I didn't know that.
I know. Or you're tired and you just. Last night I was trying to read with my little boy, and he was having this little test today, and he has to read so many words within a period of time. See if he can by the end of the year read 100 words, which he can almost do right now. So that's good. But it was getting late. He was getting tired. He was putting words in there that wasn't in there. He was mixing up words. I was just like, just go to bed.
Miss Judy Wright over at Northeast High School tried to do that to me in typing one time of how many I could do in a minute that you're supposed to do?
I think so. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
I didn't
many
do
words a minute.
I didn't do so hot. I am not a good typist.
I used to be pretty good at typing, but it's kind of like one of those things when you don't do it, you kind of lose the ability. I mean, I hadn't done it in a long time, so.
Cindy Lee made a post. Did y'all see where the 4,000 beagles were rescued in Virginia? I have not.
4,000.
That is a bunch of. That's
Oh, my
wonderful.
goodness. Yeah, it is. It is.
We got a new name for Highway 45 South, Clark Vegas. Good morning from there, from Debbie Gabriel.
Yeah. Good morning to Becky Vickers. Hope you're having a good morning. Lonnie Timms, Jan Martis, Linda Jane Lunsford. Good morning.
I had a reply a while ago, and I didn't see it until I'd gotten off the air. The case of the Ole Miss student that we know that is presumed dead. Their bond was denied for the young man that's been arrested on that. And I made the comment, I don't understand why. There's not a body, and I don't know much information. And somebody replied that when they brought the dogs in to his apartment, the dog identified that a body had been there and also in the van that he owns. Although they don't have a body, the dogs, I guess, pointed that something suspicious had happened there.
Yes.
So that's what we know at this point. No body has been, but bond has been denied for that man. And the attorney for him still swears that he will get him off. We'll see about that.
I want to announce something, if I can.
You
real
having
quick.
another birthday?
No, not another birthday. I don't need to add a year to it too soon. But Liberty Baptist Church is going to be having their homecoming, and it's going to be Sunday, August the 14th. They're going to have 11 o'clock worship, 12 o'clock lunch, and they're going to have a guest speaker. It's Dr. Scott Harrell. Now, if you don't know where Liberty Baptist Church is, it's at 6344 Highway 493. In DeKalb, Mississippi. It's a wonderful church. We've been there several times. We got married at that church. Wonderful people. So y'all try to attend their homecoming.
Ain't nothing like some good food at a homecoming.
That's right. Sunday, August 14th. Put it on your calendar.
I am trying to remember, and for the life of me, I can't. It'll come to me, and all the folks in Kemper County will know who I'm talking about. He lived in Wahala, and it didn't matter where it was. If they had homecoming, he was there to eat and stay. Yeah. And I can't remember his name. Jolly old fellow that I knew forever, and my mind just went blank on that. But he lived for a homecoming.
Yes. It's a beautiful church, too. Beautiful. What do you call the addition on the side of it where we got married, actually? Yes. The
pulpit?
No, Fellowship Hall. Fellowship Hall. Goodness, it just left my
you didn't
mind.
get married inside because I got an invite and I didn't make it.
No, we did everything in the Fellowship Hall. It was beautiful.
Can I ask why?
We just wanted to do everything in there.
Okay. Well, I just thought.
So we didn't have 2 places to decorate, and we just did everything in there, and everything was candle lit. And
it boils down to shortcuts, is what I just heard.
Well, we are older, and anyway.
I'll leave you alone on that one. But congratulations on getting married there.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Well, as we begin this day, what happened overnight? There's a lot to talk about what happened in our little community in the last 24 hours, and we all kind of like to gather together each day and talk about this. Well, last night we had gunshots. Yes, we did. And as we look at this, let me pull this up. We had someone hurt. Not major, but grazed is the word we'll use. Sitting on the front porch, and a bullet whizzes by and went, and it went.
That'll end you peace and quiet.
Yeah. Had shell casings in the road. Meridian Police Department showed up. Let me show you where all that went down. Now, again, let me stress, no one was seriously hurt on this. Band-Aid, I think, was involved in it. But anytime that something goes, bite, it ain't good. Here's the picture that we got this morning. I need to close that out. Let me pull this up where you can see this. This is I-20 here. Right back here, go past St. Paul Street to Mount Barton. Right there is where it all went down last night. As we zoom in on this, this is going to be Sawashi Creek. And back right over here is the old mall. That's where that is in relation to where this is. Went down, and again, no one seriously hurt, but pretty much a scare there as we look at that.
That is a scare.
It is. Let me close that so we won't get any more ding-dongs while we're talking there. Nothing like a ding-dong there. Yeah. As we look at other things, shots reported 6th Avenue last night. As we pull this up for you to look at this also. This is right off 39. Nobody was hurt here. Here's Johnson Toyota. It was across the road back in here. Here's 10th Avenue just east of there. Again, just some shots reported in the area. And we hear that a lot, but it's always good to know where this is coming from to track if there's going to be trouble there later.
Yes.
I like to know that.
Yeah. I mean, if it's somewhere that has a lot of gunshot frequently, you don't want to frequent that place.
Like if I'm sitting here and I hear Shannon yelling at her husband across the pasture, I want to know what's going on.
Right. Yeah, I would too.
That woman's tough over there with a skillet. I pay attention to what she does. We also had reports of shots mentioned right off of North Hill Street. As we pull this up, this would be straight down here. Here's King Road in this area of King Road. Now, I noticed this is what I was talking about a while ago. I made a typo. I meant to put King Road there, the 4700 block of King Road yesterday.
Now,
no one
King
hurt.
Road runs from
North
the city
and
to
south.
the yeah, it does.
And this was on the south end of it.
Okay.
If you go across the other way, it's kind of windy there on that first turn there. It'd be south on that.
Okay.
But no one hurt. Thank goodness on that as well. We do have to mention this. This is just a little north of here, and we pass along huge condolences on this as investigators dig deeper into this. Macon, Mississippi, a 4-year-old child was killed over the weekend, and I did not realize that until after we'd gotten off the air yesterday.
Oh, my goodness.
They have been busy passing out gun locks and safes since then and teaching child safety around guns and weapons in the Macon, Mississippi area.
It's an accidental.
That's what it looks like. Police really not telling us much.
Yeah.
But condolences to that family. This can never be fixed.
I cannot even imagine.
My heart breaks for them as we look at this. Now, a few other things. In a minute, we're going to whoop out because I want y'all to know where it is because you can find it at sammedia.network. I get a police report every day from Meridian Police Department. We post it. We also post in Neshoba County, Lauderdale County, every county that's around here we post so you can read up and find out what's going on. We're going to look at some of the incidents that have gone on in the community off of that here in a moment. Now, I got word that there was when we get break-ins, we don't know all what went on, but we do know the 5100 block here, 16th Street area, right along in there. We had somebody trying to get up my home there also. Shame on them. 5100 block of 16th Street. Now, this would be west of Highland Park.
Right.
My
grandmother and granddaddy used to live on 15th Street and 50th Avenue. So.
1926 Avenue, another area that somebody tried to break into a home. We all work too hard for what we've got to let people get away with this.
That's right.
If you come home and something even looks suspicious, call the Meridian Police Department where they've got a record that went on to where they can track things of what's going on. It's important they know. I know sometimes people go, well, they're not going to do anything. Why should I even call? Make sure that there's a report. We do this. Now, I don't know much other details other than somebody sent me a text yesterday, but the 2300 block of 35th Avenue, this would be west of Magnolia Cemetery. Y'all know where that is. You're going toward Meridian High School. It'll be west of there. As we look in this area here, and just show you a glimpse, here's Here's Magnolia Cemetery. Here's Wildcat Drive, Meridian High School. It's west of there, right in this area over here. It's going to be east of State Boulevard. What happened there? Child was walking down the road in just his diaper with no parent.
Oh, my goodness.
Front row.
That is not good.
Now, I want to say that was the parent was quickly found, but the child got away.
You worry about somebody's falling asleep, the child's gotten out of the house, or just something.
Children are quick.
They are. I had one get out of the house one time, and I was fully, watching her, except for I had a door closed, and she got out the door somehow. After that, I was putting those chain locks at the top of the door that she couldn't open.
Right. That also happened to Candace back in '84 on a prom date. Almost got away, but she got him.
That's how I put those chain locks at the top of the door.
But it can happen. And I say all of that to just when you're driving around, pay attention because especially they just walk out in front of your car.
Right. A little. I mean, because you're not expecting that.
No.
You're not expecting a little child to be out in the road by himself.
Now, no harm was done in this case. And I'm not trying to make a big deal out of a parent because it could happen to anyone.
Right. And I mean, I feel for if the parent was not aware and they're a parent who is, always watching their child. I mean, I feel for you because I'm telling you, make your heart stop.
You can go to the kitchen to grab something or to go to pick up the phone and come back and happens in stores.
The day that it happened to me and my little girl got out of the house, she was like 2 or 3.
I thought you were going to say 17.
Well, look, it's 16 that happened. So, anyway, I wasn't real good with that either after I found out. But anyway, this one, she was following a dog to the road. And when I realized, I mean, it was so fast, it happened so fast, she was up to the road. My heart stopped. I don't think I hit a step going out. And
you will remember this, and I don't remember the exact, but it was in Neshoba County not long ago. We had a child that was killed in a roadway that got away from the parent. Oh, how tragic that was. Yeah. And all of this kind of revolves around that of just, P's and Q's. Watch where we go.
That's right.
Children are children.
They are. It's scary. It's scary.
We are Scotty, Ray, and Candace. It's bright and early on this Wednesday. It's Hump Day. We got so much more to talk about. Y'all don't rush off. We're going to tell you all about it.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
As the days get hotter, Sanders Gas reminds you to get your air conditioner tuned up. Sanders Gas can repair or replace your whole unit, whichever you need. Talk to Sanders about a tankless water heater now and never run out of hot water. Find out how easy and affordable it is to cook on gas stoves. And those backyard barbecues are coming. Don't run out of gas. Get yours refilled today. Sanders Gas, since 1946, 611 26th Avenue South, 601-693-4054.
Welcome back, Scotty, Ray, and Candace. We had a note put up there, and I'm not aware of everything. What are we finding out here? The headline reads that a representative has had his phone confiscated, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, that's what they said. It said that they apprehended him, but I guess this doesn't say. This says Representative Scott Perry said FBI agents confronted him Tuesday and seized his cell phone just a day after federal agents searched former President Donald Trump's residence in Mar-a-Lago, which marked a significant escalation of a federal probe involving the ex-president.
So they're taking phones now. It's kind of like when you get home and your wife grabs yours and runs off with it. Y'all be careful.
He said that the FBI approached him, 3 agents did, and approached him with a warrant requesting his cell phone while he was traveling with his family Tuesday morning. So
interesting. As all this develops, we'll have more information on all that. Getting scary there. Big news in Meridian yesterday as the school bond was passed. I think about 67% of people said, yay, we want this.
Yeah.
So some new buildings are going to be going up very shortly, or construction will begin. Let me word it that way.
Right.
Be
It's supposed to be a good thing, so
Yeah.
we'll wait and see.
Right. As we look at this, we had a car stolen. Oh, and there's so many taken in our area. We don't know. But this one, I got a note that said, look, we don't like this and we want our car back and we're offering a reward. Let's pull this up and show this picture. This is what happened. I posted this last night. It was stolen off 29th Avenue. The gentleman went in a store to get a drink or whatever it was, come back, and guess what? Gone. Waters were being offered. The telephone number's there on our page that you can call. It is a 2017 Lexus RC Coupe. It's white. Now, it did not have a tag yet. Do you know those pieces of paper that you put on there, applied for?
Right.
Had Texas written on the back of it. It was a newly purchased car, I believe, and taken from them.
Yeah.
But they want it back, and they're offering a little cash there to get that back. And
So if you borrowed the Lexus, you are in trouble.
Well, I hadn't had a chance to talk to Billy Solly yet. I meant to, but the other night deputies stopped another stolen car. They noticed tag number looked like something that had been boloed out. 4 guys jumped out of the car, all of them toting pistols, run. 4 of them. They got the car back, and this is just a common thing in our area.
Yeah.
Yesterday afternoon, also, this happened. Always 4 lanes. And I hate to sound like I'm, what do you call that type person that's scared to leave the house?
Paranoid.
Yeah. But when you're driving down the road, always watch these intersections, especially 4 lanes of people that want to dart out. Not sure that this was the case, but up at Minnebucket Road on the other side, south, coming into Meridian at Chip Pickering is where this was.
Spot.
Right there. Here's Minnebucket Road. Here's Chip Pickering. This involved 3 vehicles. Somehow or another, no one was hurt, but it involved an 18-wheeler, a SUV, and a white Honda. Fire departments all came out, and we can't say enough about Lauderdale Volunteer Fire Department of how quick they are of arriving to help people. But could have been a lot worse. Anytime there's an 18-wheeler involved, it scares me.
Right. If I'm not mistaken, too, right there at Minnebucket, there's a hill coming down to Minnebucket on 45. It's not a steep hill, but you come over a hill and then you...
the bridge at the railroad track on the right side going north.
Yeah.
It's a hill on both sides.
Okay.
Just be cautious because people are in a hurry right there and they dart out in front of you.
Right.
We don't know how that incident happened, not accusing anybody of anything. 'Cause I know how I'll get an inbox later go, you accused me of such and such. No, I didn't.
Yeah,
Just say accidents happen.
They'll jump on you, Scotty Ray.
Careful on those. Also, as we went back yesterday, that bridge, this happens so often.
Yeah.
This is the scene out on Old Highway 80. Look at the headache that is.
It's like somebody took a can opener and just peeled the top all the way back.
Look at that right there. That's the roof of the 18-wheeler.
Yeah.
Now, the truck was taller than the bridge. It was hauling paper products, as we would learn later. Somebody's had a bad day after that. You got to call somebody and go, look, I just tore up. I don't know what the trailers cost, but they're not cheap.
Yeah, ain't no fixing that right there.
No, that was hauled on off probably to Simmons, and they're working on it. And of course, we had the incident yesterday out at Delwood. As we look at this here, this is where it was. Thank goodness no one was hurt on that.
Right. But that'll give you a scare.
Yes.
When you drive up on something like that, you see a vehicle turned over.
Submerged.
Somebody yesterday, we were talking about it when I got to work, about somebody had asked me about it, and I really didn't know any other information other than what we had, shared. I just said I know somebody, nobody was hurt or, And a guy was sharing that they came up on the same thing not long ago, he and his wife. That is just scary. That's a scary thing.
Your life can change at the blink of an eye.
It can.
Always be prepared. As I mentioned a while ago, and if you've never looked at what we do, visit Sam Media. It has a little arrest report where you can click there and just visit all kinds of things. This is Sam Media. This is the Meridian Police Department here. As we go down through here, this was reported on August the 8th, commercial burglary, 2100 block of 24th Avenue. Also another one right here on Old Marion Road. Another commercial burglary happened. Let's see, where was that at? 1300 block of 22nd Avenue. Where'd that little Twitter bird come from?
I don't know.
It just jumped out of nowhere.
I know.
With auto burglaries, as you see here, it's a bunch of these that happened at 7:35 on August the 8th, 1200 block of Highway 39 North. Some of these I got, some of these I did not. 4:47 p.m. on that same day, the 700 block of Bonita Drive. Another car was broken into. We had a residential burglary at the 5500 block. Do you pronounce that Apache Ridge Road?
Yes.
And then as you'll see here, shootings. It lists a little bit of everything that goes on in the community.
All on August the 8th.
Busy day. We will be posting that a little bit after 9 o'clock of what went on yesterday as well. So it's a way for you to keep up with what's going on in our community. We'd love for you to do that. Let's see here. I touched on this before you came in of the homeless crisis in America. You know, in Florida, they were going to move all of them to an island, and they had to do that because it was getting out of hand. And then a rump row come into it of they were putting it too close to an area that they couldn't, so they got to revamp everything. But they had a meeting yesterday where the city council was voting once again. And I agree with this. It's not many times I agree with California. But they put a ban to where these homeless camps can't get within 500 feet of a school, a daycare, anything to do with children.
Right.
I
agree, because, I mean...
You don't know who's in it. It's kind of like the border, who comes across.
Well, some of these people are doing drugs. You know, some of them are mentally ill. You know, you can't take that chance.
The streets of America is riddled with needles. You have people, it almost looks like a third world country in some of our larger cities where they go to the bathroom on the street.
Yeah.
They don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Parts of California is scary. But they were having a meeting there to do this, and a group of protesters that wanted them to stay interrupt the meeting and just burst into this.
Yeah.
No one's picking on homeless. I don't want y'all to take me wrong. It's hard times for everybody.
Right.
But you have to protect and keep our cities to a certain standard.
Not all homeless people are meaning to do harm or anything, and they're not all of them are mentally ill, not all of them, but there are some that are, and you can't, if there's even one, I mean, I wouldn't think you could take that chance around children.
Society just can't let people camp on the streets of our city.
Yeah.
We turn into another country at that point. We don't like the homeless issue. And Meridian, by far and large, we have a huge homeless crowd. We all know that. It's kind of like the unspoken thing that no one ever talks about. Do I feel horrible every time I know that a rainstorm is coming, that it's going to be hot, or it's going to be like in the teens? It worries me, and I think most people do.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer. Do we have groups that help in Meridian? I don't know.
Yeah. I know that some places they've set tents up. Not. I don't know about locally. I just have heard this in other cities where they'll set tents up in certain areas.
Have a tent city.
Yeah, in certain areas, like not around businesses or anything.
And this has happened a lot. I know we have a bunch of lawn care furnitures, and I watched a video of one of our local guys that does this for a living. Has his weed eaters, blowers. Those things are high, y'all. Steel is not cheap because they're the best. Loaded with this. He's working, and 2 or 3 homeless guys come up and run off with all of his equipment. He chased them live on video through the woods back in, and you would be shocked what's out there. I don't think most people really realize the situation that we really have.
And it's a thin line there. I mean,
It is.
because some people play on people's, I mean,
Emotions.
they'll play on your emotions, you know, asking for money. You know, I hate to think that there's people out there like what I'm fixing to mention, but several years ago, I think I had heard, it hadn't been a couple years ago, somebody was talking about a homeless guy. They saw him out, you know, or maybe they saw somebody changing clothes back behind a building, got out of a nice truck, changed clothes, and then went and sat on a corner and acted like they were homeless. Now,
that happens in Houston, Texas all the time. They make more money. Yeah. It's defrauding the American people, of pulling at your heartstrings when people do that.
And I thought there was some kind of a law put into place where it's against the law to hang out and ask for money.
It is. It's a law here.
I don't know how much that's enforced, but
had somebody make a comment. They went to town yesterday and there were needles laying in the parking lot, and their child noticed it. Their young son. Let me put it that way. We don't like that. We don't want that in our city. We're not trying to hurt anybody. We're just saying be aware.
Yeah.
There is issues, and I've talked about this before, to where they will walk in front of a car to be struck. People to gain money. There's just people that want to do that. Be on your best behavior and help anybody that you can. There's got to be an answer. I know that the Salvation Army helps as much as they can.
Yeah. And there's shelters too. You know, there's shelters that these people can go to. I know I've been told before that some of them are full. They can't get in them, and I don't know though. You know,
And again, I go back to that. Y'all think about that every time when we're sitting in our warm home. There's somebody. Winter is what I mean by that. There's somebody somewhere freezing to death. It's cold, and we don't like that. We do want to help those.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an answer. Maybe there's a group that we're not aware of, and if there is, y'all let me know so we can push that so they can.
Well, I know like Love Out Loud. They do a lot.
Yes.
With homeless and stuff. So.
That's a few of the headlines that are going on around the area this morning as we look here. We find out as we look at it on a national level yesterday, there is just no doubt as we look at who's running the Republican Party, as Trump picked somebody and then Pence picked somebody that they wanted, and they both went out and they stumped. Isn't that what they call it? A rally? You stump for someone?
Yeah.
Pence lost again, over and over and over, his choice. They're saying that was a rhino, a Republican in disguise. Is that what that means?
A lot of
In
people
name
say
only.
that possibly, you know, Liz Cheney might be. But, you know, I only caught the tail end of her dad has a commercial up. Have you seen that?
Yeah, he's running Trump
got a cowboy
down.
hat on
Yeah.
and all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Said she will do everything in her power to make sure that he does not get reelected.
Including dragging Kevin Costner into her pictures.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to go well on that. But it is America. If you like them, more power to you. Vote for them. We're not telling you not to vote for somebody, but there is a true line of who people are actually following.
I'm just saying, you know, vote for somebody that's going to be good for our country. I don't care if they're Democratic or Republican, you know, or Democrat or Republican. Just make sure they're going to want the best interest for our country, because as we can see what's going down right now in Washington, D.C., I don't think you could run it in the ground any better.
It's pretty rough right now.
Yeah. And if you voted for them, I mean, thanks. I don't know.
Did you see the one of the first ladies that ever? I think she was one of the very first one that took to the airways on Fox News years ago. Has passed away. She was 64. I think she'd gotten out of the business, but she had passed away, and we pass along condolences to her family there.
If you're looking for a deal, go to...
That's the wrong button, Candace.
Yeah.
There we go. That's her. So we pass along condolences to that. It was 1993.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. Of course, I wasn't a big news watcher back in 1993.
You were too young to care about what was going on. It didn't affect you.
Yeah, I had just graduated high school in 92. So, yeah.
Uma is her name, and I cannot pronounce her last name. Pemmaraju.
Pimaraju.
Sounds closer than I could have ever gotten.
Pimaraju.
But that's a headline across America. It is this Alex Jones thing that's going on. As they say, Texas law, you know, he's $45 to $50 million been hit with. They're saying, well, Texas law, he may not be responsible for that much money. There's laws as to how much you can sue somebody for.
Okay.
Maybe only $750,000 per each charge. And he's had two, is that right?
I think.
Two court cases filed. We'll watch it a little closer there and let you know what becomes of that with Alex Jones. But he's scared at this point.
Yeah.
And he even finally admitted in court, yeah, I lied.
He was making, wasn't it $800,000 a day?
A day.
So, I mean, did you put any of that back? You know. I don't
Maybe
know.
that divorce wiped all that out. I'm not quite sure.
So. Yeah, she lied about it.
But, you know, she spilled the beans on a lot of things. And there's nothing worse than a scorned woman when she leaves a relationship. She knows too much, she's going to tell it.
Goodness.
Now, that's some of the things that are happening over there. Let's see here. Facebook. If you use a lot of the chats, and as you'll remember the shooting that happened a few years ago where the FBI wanted Apple to open up the phone, and they refused to do it because they said, no, that's privacy, we can't do that.
Yeah.
There was a big stink on that. Facebook didn't think of it so much. They turned over everything to the police there when it come to a Nebraska mom, a conversation that went on between them. They turned over all evidence to the government quickly.
Right.
Just saying, if you use that to communicate with your friends, it will wind up in a court of law pretty quick. Just so you'll know.
I mean, they're pretty quick too to like monitor stuff. Facebook.
Yeah.
Because you know, the other I'm going to just tell you, I mean, like on Messenger even.
Did you say you wanted a new car and you got a new car ad?
No. I was looking at some items that somebody had for sale. It was like a dog kennel for outsiders. I don't know. Anyway.
Poor Kurt.
Well, no, I was just asking, could we come and see them just to see what shape they're in? Because, some people might post a picture of them when they were brand new. You don't know. So, anyway, I just was asking about it, and they were like, I need a deposit. Well, first, I'm not going to be in town till so-and-so date. And then I need a deposit. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, I can't give you any money until I see it.
No, yeah, I wouldn't either.
And so they were like, well, I can't hold it. I was like, well, that's okay. Go ahead, sell it. That's fine. Well, right after that, Facebook posts a thing, do you know this person? And then I was like, no. And it, please, do not, they were like urging you not to give money to somebody.
Well,
before
that
you
might
get
be
the
good.
item,
Well,
which
good.
it is a good thing. But I'm just saying that's how fast they monitor stuff. I'm talking about like immediately.
That was quick.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I've never had that happen.
Yeah, but I haven't either until that. So I was like, well, my goodness, I guess they're constantly monitoring everybody's actions. And
Boy, imagine what those people are doing, those online dating on Facebook that are doing. Don't go meet them.
Yeah.
Bad date, no matchup.
Well, wouldn't that be good, though, if they could give you a warning? Do you know this person? You might not want to date them.
Yeah, honestly, somebody brought that up to me the other day, and I'm not joking. I didn't realize that there was a community on there that you could go look for dates. Honestly, did not.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that was on there, a dating site.
Oh, on what?
On Facebook.
I didn't know on Facebook there was. I was like, you didn't know that there was like online dating, Scotty Road?
No, I know all about online
Which
dating.
I do not recommend that. I'm sorry. I'm the one that would, if I was not married and was single and did something like that, I'd get a serial killer. I just know I would. I'd get some crazy person.
Oh.
I would.
As we all are, as the world turns, so to speak.
Yes.
Scotty Ray and Candace, good morning to y'all.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings. Fresh blueberries, $2.99 a pint. Fresh plums, $1.99 a pound. Fresh strawberries, a 1-pound package, $2.99. Fresh peaches, $1.99 a pound. Heinz tomato ketchup, 32-ounce, $3.79. Coca-Cola products, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 2 for $11. And assorted pork chops, $1.79 a pound.
We're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
The Square Peg Mini Mall, located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia, Mississippi, is a family-owned business that promises to treat you like family. The Square Peg Mini Mall has been operating for over 10 years and boasts over 30 vendors with a rotating inventory to fit that something you're looking for. Inventory is constantly updating, so there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall, located on 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Good morning, Jan Bushman. How you feeling? Glad to see you're up with us there. Also, Brian Troy joining us there.
Yeah. Cindy Lee, good morning to you. Jessica Davis, good morning.
Lots of, already Wednesday, as we said, is hump day. Today's not going to be bad, but let me warn y'all on this, and let me pull up to show you what we've got this afternoon. Could be some flash flooding in our area as we watch the weather carefully in the future toward the afternoon. Now, this will probably come in after 2 o'clock. The window is through 7 p.m. tonight. As we look deeper into the forecast, it's calling for showers to come in after 2. This could put 2 to 4 inches of rain in less than a 3-hour period. So never, ever, ever drive through anything that has got water above the road. We don't want that.
Right.
Just a
We'll
reminder.
carry you
for
right
you.
on off the road. Mm-hmm. Seriously.
It sure is nice to have highs only in the 80s, though, right now.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait till we have the 70s during the day, but it is nice to not be close to 100.
That's going to be January when we get to 70s. I just want you to know.
Yeah, probably so. But I spoke to a friend of mine that's in Las Vegas yesterday, and she said it's hot out there, but it's a different hot. It's a dry heat out there, whereas we have all the humidity here.
As we look to the tropics, a lot to talk about this. Now, we got a 30% chance of this. It was up to 40 at one point. Mm-hmm. Most likely, when this gets a little bit west of here, it's going to fall apart. Not going to happen. We will watch toward the end of next week, right here off the coast of Africa, of something else forming that may be potentially more dangerous than this. This is going to go away. We look to next week of a possible storm that may develop there. And as always, we'll keep you up to date with all the weather, street by street, to let you know. And as well as this afternoon, should something turn a little bit worse than what we think, some heavy showers. All right, let's take a minute, take a look at a few things that happened back in the day. Who remembers 1913? Well, I don't. I wasn't around.
I don't either.
But you will
Before my
remember this
time.
guy because you've watched it for years. Who remember watching the TV show Rockford File? And the guy that portrayed Rockford's dad, this guy right here. He was born on this day. His name was Noah Berry. Didn't realize that.
Yeah.
But I absolutely loved Rockford Files.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim Rockford. 1928, you may know this guy more for a biscuit.
Yeah.
There's others that will know him as the guy who sang Big Bad John. Yep. He has a birthday today. Anybody remember Jimmy Dean?
I do.
And if you watch TV often, you'll think he's still around
I know,
with those
'cause
commercials.
Yeah, they still have him. Like, I know his voice is on there.
Yeah,
I'm
this is
not
Jimmy
sure.
Dean. I'm like, Jimmy,
I know.
are you speaking to me from beyond?
Yeah, he passed away in 2010
That's been 12 years
at
ago.
81. He was 81 in 2010.
But you got to give old Jimmy for starting that biscuit. And of course, he sold out before
Yeah.
he passed away, and they got to keep his name and likeness in the deal. But went from a country artist to owning one of the biggest biscuit making places around.
Yeah, Jimmy Dean.
Liked them.
Yeah.
Oh, who could forget this? It'd be 1926 when this next guy, you wouldn't really get to know him until he got to appearing on a TV show called, and it started in 69, called Hee Hee Ha Ha Ha. Who remembers this old boy named Junior Samples? BR549.
Yeah.
That was the
I
telephone
remember.
number, if you're thrown off by that, for those who don't know that. But Junior Samples, born on this date back in 26. And that was really before my time. But years ago, I think it was telephone numbers like that.
It probably was. You know, they had those party lines and all that back in the day.
Yeah, like old Junior. As we look at a few other things, it would be 1948, and this would debut on television for the first time. And I remember watching it as a kid. It was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. I love shows like this, though.
Candid Camera debuted on this day back in 48. I have no idea what the subject was in 48 of what that first show had, but I'm sure it was funny.
Yeah. I mean, he did it on into the years, too. He was an older guy and still doing it.
I've watched those things where they'll ask people to watch a coffin. They sign
yeah.
up for a job and then somebody moves. And,
Right. Or like something's changed around when they turn back
Yeah.
around and they're freaking out.
Yeah, I would not. That's not a job for me. I'm just going to go ahead and say I ain't signing up for that. As we look to 1960, and I think this guy's a great actor. He's aging a little bit now, but the ladies still think, oh, yeah. 1960, Antonio Banderas was born. Of course, he was really Zorro. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Was really Zorro?
Well, on the TV show.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
He played that part pretty good there.
Didn't he have like some I say guitar. People make fun of me, but some people say guitar. But anyway, he had the guitars that had like guns in the end of them.
That would be it right there.
Is that the one right there?
Desperado was
Yeah.
the name of that movie. And that movie
That was good.
Who was that woman that played that part in it? She was beautiful, whoever she was.
Is it Selma Hayek?
I almost said that.
Yeah.
Am I right?
I think that's who it was that played in there with him. Yeah, but that was a good movie. It was.
It
pretty
was.
good.
Them guitars.
Yeah.
If you hadn't watched
Didn't it say that?
Desperado before, and I always think of the Eagles song, Desperado.
His guitar cases had guns,
Yeah.
like in
rocket
the end of-
launchers and
yeah,
other things
all
in
kind
them.
of stuff.
Good show there. 1977, we would find out who he was because he would be arrested. Who remembers this case that made national headlines? Son of Sam was arrested in 77. Whew, bad deal there. Go back and read up on all that of the hundreds of young women.
I had heard the other day there was a serial killer going around in Albuquerque, New
It is.
Mexico right now.
It is. They've made an arrest, I think.
Okay.
Possibility of arrest. We got that. I'll have to
Yeah.
dig for it.
That's scary.
It is. If you remember back to Washington, D.C., do y'all remember when that happened, when people would be pumping gas and were being shot at?
Oh yes, I do remember that.
And
It's
a
like
guy was
sniper.
hiding in the trunk.
Yeah, that was scary.
It was.
Just randomly pumping you gas and get shot. I mean,
Thank goodness they caught him. He's still in jail.
good.
I read an
That's where
article
he
not
needs-
long ago about that.
He needs to stay there.
Yes, it does. We don't need that in society. 1984, this would be probably the first time you would really see Patrick Swayze in a movie. You'd like him after this, and you'd see him in North and South. That was a great movie. But who remembers Red Dawn as it was released? Happened on this day.
I did not watch that.
Oh, the best. The new one I didn't watch because it just didn't seem to measure up. But that original TV show movie, Red Dawn, Charlie Sheen was in it. A
Okay.
young Charlie.
Right. A lot of the famous stars.
Yeah, I don't know the girl's name.
The girl that was in Dirty Dancing, Jennifer, I can't think of what her last name was.
The girl that lost her nose after surgery. She regretted it. Took away her uniqueness.
I wasn't gonna say that she lost her nose, but
I don't know any other way to do
her looks.
it.
Yeah,
She had this big nose, and everybody liked it. Every now and then, you got to have a good-looking, big-nosed girl in the crowd. Yeah. And she went and shrunk her nose, and then nobody knew who she was anymore.
Don't get me to laugh, but sometimes when I start laughing, I can't stop.
It was a big old honker.
So now I know you'll get me laughing, and then we're gonna move into something real serious and like, oh, okay.
Well, 2009. You remember that year?
Yeah, I do. I remember.
Were you in your 20s still?
Possibly.
2009, we would learn that Brooks and Dunn would make an announcement and said, hey, we splitting up. We ain't going to do it no more. Yeah, that lasted for about 10 years, and they said, woo, we need to make a reunion tour. But they did officially break up on this day back in 2009 and go their separate ways. And as always, it just never really works out as a solo artist.
So why did they break up? I mean, were they having disagreements, or it was just kind of a...
They were never close friends. Okay. They were put together by record executives because this guy was really good, this guy was really good. Neither one of them could get a hit. Yeah. They put them together and it worked. Right. They kept separate tour buses. They never toured together. They had their own bus each at all times. Maybe they liked their own privacy.
I guess so.
I know each one of them on an individual basis. Great guys. Not saying that they dislike each other. They
just work better that way, I guess.
Separate. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Something to think on there. Yeah. 8:41 as this morning is going along on Wednesday. We hope you're feeling good. You got a smile. Mm-hmm. You're being real nice to your coworker and sharing your donut. Yeah. Do you ever whoop in there and get donuts in the mornings or the donut holes?
I have gone and got donuts, but yeah. Somebody wanted to know, could we look at the audience and not to the side? Well, sometimes I can't read out the side of my head, so I have to look at the screen over here or over here. So that's why I do that. Yeah, we have comments over here if you've never watched the show, and that's why we look to the side to keep up with those. But you can go on Facebook.
Look. Smile at Howard and say hello to him.
Hey, how are you? I hope you're having a wonderful day. So glad you're watching. I am, really.
Let's talk about Snowden and Company. Mm-hmm. They do a lot in our community. What do? Well, they get you houses. They got a lot of them to choose from right now. One of the best folks you'll ever bump into. Many people shop with them time and time again when they get for this. Congratulations to Shelby there. We've also got some buyers there. You can reach them at 453-3937. You can see them. Drop in. Bailey, maybe you want to move out to this community. 453-3937. Yeah. Of course, you can set up an appointment. They're going to shut down at 5 and not be open on Saturday unless you got an appointment. Closed on Sundays. And they'll help you in any county around from Clark, Newton, Kemper, Lauderdale. And they'll even move over to the Jackson, Brandon area, Flowood, Madison. Those areas right there.
They do a great job, though, with explaining everything. Mm-hmm. When you go to look at a house, we've gone several times.
And as you get ready for your closing, there's a lot of paperwork. They'll walk you through all that. Nothing to worry about. You even have to. There's so many things that have to be done before a house can be closed, and that's what they're there for. Check them out, Snowden and Company Real Estate. Visit with them, 453-3937, or online, or drop into their office, Poplar Springs Drive. This is Amanda and her team. They're there to help you no matter if you need a 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom, shrinking, gaining, getting more kids.
That's right.
They handle it for you there at Snowden and Company. Drop in and visit with them today.
Spring is here, and it's time to quit spending all of your weekend cutting grass when you could step up to a Skag zero-turn mower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk. If you're getting ready to purchase land, make sure you have it surveyed. Contact our friends at the Woodlands Group. Maybe you're selling land, dividing land up. Whatever the case is, the Woodlands Group can help you there. They handle residential and commercial clients. And again, they specialize in property line location, site plans, and a whole lot more. Maybe you have a construction project, and they have the latest equipment to make sure it's done right, including drones. Call Justin Palmer or Brandon Briggs at the Woodlands Group, Surveying Solutions.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
Good morning from Scotty, Ray, and Candace. And a lot of people ask me, where do you get all your information? How do you come across it? It's simple. I go out to Freeman Tractor at least twice a week, and I sit down and I find out everything about everybody.
You need to go to a beauty salon because you can really find out some stuff.
Oh, not as much as you find out there. I hear it all. Really?
Yeah.
Keith and the gang keep it up with everything. If you hadn't dropped in, visit with them. Nice folks. I got to go out and film a commercial there this week.
Yeah.
We'll put them on, what do you call it? Digital. It's going to be nice. Lawnmowers and all kinds of other stuff there.
Oh, yeah.
And the NFL star has been arrested for a DUI. This is a bad one there. He played for the Seattle Seahawks and Raiders. Marshawn Lynch. Las Vegas, as you mentioned a moment ago.
Yeah.
Celebrity gone wrong.
Goodness.
And what's her name? The actress is not doing very well, from what I understand.
And H. How do you say that? Is it H or Hake? Yeah.
Say it real fast and we'll all believe you.
And H.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And you go, I don't know if I had time to sit there and pronounce her. But I hear that she's not doing well at the hospital there.
Goodness. She had suffered a lot of burns, I think.
She had.
Yeah.
And if you've seen that video of her screaming down the road, that was awful. Just flying.
So she ran into someone's home. Is that correct? Yeah.
Burned the house up. The people lost a lot of their stuff.
That's awful.
I don't know enough about this, and I know that we've got, as a kid, I got the shot polio. The CDC has launched an investigation team to New York as an outbreak of polio has occurred.
Oh, goodness.
As we
Now,
learned.
is that the shot that put the little round circle on your arm? I didn't get that. They didn't give them, I guess, one.
Let me move
or maybe
over
it was
here.
something different.
Go get your shot, girl.
I mean, they probably do it some other kind of way now. Maybe they don't do the shot. So
I'm not going there because I don't know.
I don't know either. But
No clue on that. But that is happening there with the CDC as we look at what's going on there. This has been the talk of the nation for quite a while. Emmett Till, as they were trying to reopen that case. A grand jury yesterday said, nope, we're not doing it. So that's how that ended. Now, another thing that I don't know a whole lot about, but there is a whole lot of talk in the state of Mississippi with the Mississippi Highway Patrol of the gentleman that was handcuffed. I'm sure that most people have seen that video floating. I don't know what the actual case that went down, but it is being investigated. When we know more about this, we'll talk about it. There has to be more behind the scenes than we know from that video clip.
Yeah.
Something went on. And if it isn't, then we'll report what it was as soon as we got that.
yeah.
Roy still has that mark. Polio wasn't a shot, it was a drop, Jan said. Okay.
Well, what was
Booster
the-
shot is what Sean says that was.
Okay.
Smallpox is what Shirley says it was.
That's the round thing. The smallpox.
Joyce
thing.
even backs him up on that.
Okay.
But I got it. I think it's my left arm. It's all those little, that had to hurt. I just don't remember it.
Yeah.
That many holes in your arm?
I know that would have had to hurt. Goodness.
So there you go there. So we don't know what's happening in New York with all of that.
Gail Williams says that polio was erased, so no shots needed. But if they're finding cases,
Yeah, it's an outbreak of it there in
That's
New
scary.
York. Ooh. A lot of people are saying that there was somebody at Mar-a-Lago that was an informant to the FBI that said, you ought to come grab this. We don't know all that. But that's a headline across America that...
what I want to know is
Okay.
why were they going through Melania Trump's wardrobe, if that's so?
Good point.
They said the New York Post had claimed that, you know. I mean, why are you going through somebody's wardrobe? You think she's got some information in her pockets?
A little sticky pad somewhere?
Yeah, something.
They were doing it because they could, I would bet.
Probably so. You know me, though. I wouldn't want to wear any of that stuff after somebody went all through it.
Candace be burning all her clothes, getting new.
Send that to the dry cleaners.
Meghan McCain says if they don't have the evidence to back up doing this will make Trump larger than life.
I think it's already made him larger than he was. you know.
Yeah. Now, I went into some polls and I looked at this. Now, and what they were trying to do with the January 6th thing is really tarnish the name. And it did work to a degree. 6% more disliked Trump after all that was pounded on for months and months. So it did work for him. Will this reverse that? I don't know.
I don't know either. You know, I watched a video clip of Nancy Pelosi saying how nobody was above the law, and not even the former president is above the law. But obviously, possibly her husband is above the law.
Yeah, that's a...
You know, I don't know. Who knows?
Have you seen this about Hillary? I was trying to find it here. Where she's cashing in on all this. She's charging $32 for a hat that says email scandal. Buy her emails. But her emails. That's the hat. $32, you can have your own. Hillary's got them for sale.
That's bold right there. And brazen.
Let's go bleach a few things.
Yeah. Maybe she needs to be the spokesperson for the new bleach that's online.
They I don't think anybody expected that anything to become of that.
Right.
It was they went over and had some coffee and talked with her about that at that time.
Right. There's definitely a double standard going on in this country. You know, I think people can see it, just like, you know.
And this is on both sides of the aisle. This is not aimed at just Democrats. It's also on there's folks on both sides that get away with things.
Oh yeah, there are. I don't think there needs to be any kind of a double standard in any kind of way.
No.
It needs to be everything's even across the line. You do bad, you go to jail, or you get some kind of punished for it.
Somebody even went and brought up a laptop.
Yeah.
Well, that made some news. It ended up costing a guy's business because he told the truth. Y'all remember that?
I did hear something about that the judge that signed off on the search thing for the FBI to go in and do what they did.
Donated some money, didn't he?
Huh?
He donated some money to a...
Well, he was some kind of involved in being an attorney for Epstein's people or something. So who knows?
I don't know if everybody's seen this. It was a car chase in Los Angeles not long ago. It was a nurse. She was running 90 miles an hour, slammed into some cars. 6 people lost their lives. She was drunk is what it ended up being there. She's going to be charged with this. She's had road rage before in her past, and now they're wanting to say, how was she vented on her job? She'd just gotten off work. And if you
just get off work and you're drunk?
Yeah.
I mean,
and
how long?
now they're going, okay, who did she take care of at the hospital?
Right.
She worked in the ICU ward.
Oh, my goodness.
And so now they're wanting to know how the hospital vented her before they hired her.
Yeah.
So apparently she had been drinking before she left work, had some issues with a boyfriend, and 6 people lost their lives. Awful for something like that to happen. This just makes y'all look.
I think I'd have to go back and check and see who she took care of on shifts and
Did
how
anything
they fared.
happen? Yes.
You know, yeah.
And I bet you a wooden nickel somebody's doing that as we speak on that.
They need to be.
All right. As we talk about some other folks we like a whole lot, Maple's One Stop Shop. They got the mops rolling this morning, keeping it clean as always. You can smell the lemony smell when you walk in. All taken care of. They got breakfast being served now. If you're anywhere near Causeyville, drop in with them this morning. Have some eggs, grits. They got all that there, as well as out at the St. Paul location. Dinner, lunch, however you want to word it, that thing that happens at noon every day, yep, they got it being served up. They're going to be releasing the menus here in a little while. Drop in, visit with them, get a great lunch that you want. Coffee, cold drinks, moon pies, candy bars and Snickers, and a whole lot more. Even some pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Find that. Also, lottery tickets. Maybe one day we'll all win.
Hopefully. Keep my fingers crossed.
Oh, ice cream and a whole bunch more if you need just that. Visit them there. Causeyville, Pine Springs, Bonita, or the other locations at Last Chance Tobacco on 493, Broadmoor, or the 31st Avenue Chevron. Many places to shop and drop in and visit with them. You'll be glad that you did. Save a little money while you're at it. Get a smile. They're good folks. You'll enjoy your visit as you go in.
Join Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesales every Tuesday night for a live auction, and you can bid from the comfort of your own home. Each week, Mike has a whole selection of auction items. Maybe you're a business that needs a liquidation sale. Or maybe you're in charge of an estate and don't know what to do with all you got. Talk to Mike Rice Auctions about an estate sale. Let Mike turn these items into cash for you. Your next deal is waiting for you at Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesale this Tuesday night, live on Facebook at 6:30. Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian.
As we look at numbers, as we were talking what's going on around, the CDC says that we hit our record high so far on that monkeypox thing. 1,400 people in one day got it across the U.S., not in one state, the U.S. It's growing, they say. I don't know much to think about all that. I know it's painful.
Yeah, it looks painful. It looks bad.
Have you seen this about this doctor that his wife... You ever have that in your head that somebody's got it out for you and it might be your spouse?
I've seen documentaries where people have done stuff
Well, he
like
wasn't
this.
feeling so well, and he put up a video camera, hit it. Hello. It happened. His wife was poisoning him a little bit at the time, putting liquid Drano in his, his lemonade.
Yeah, that is weird.
She's been arrested. It's hard to think that your spouse would do something like that.
Yeah. There's people, though, that do that. There's some evil people in this world. But to me, I mean, I firmly believe you do stuff like that, it's going to come back to bite you later on.
Yeah.
Karma always has a way of reappearing.
You could be sharing your jail cell with somebody that's not nice to you anymore.
That's right.
Area Adams, they're in uproar there. What are they doing in New York? They got all these immigrants showing up because Texas sending buses daily, dropping them off.
Yeah.
As they scramble to figure out what to do.
I think this morning they were waiting on 3 to arrive, 3 at one time.
They're getting a little taste of what Texas has been going through for the longest now.
Yeah.
There was one bus I read last week that showed up to where it wasn't many on it, and the mayor said, well, I guess they just didn't want to come to New York. They got off before it got there.
I heard also where there's like police officers are steadily quitting their jobs there.
New York? Boy, they don't need to lose any in New York.
No, they don't. But
I don't know what the key is going to be to turn around to get people interested in being a police officer again. Of the young group that's graduating high school or graduating from college, wanting them to become a police officer, they see what happens to a police officer and they go, no, I don't want to do that.
yeah.
Let's hope there's a turnaround and we start seeing support from our officials. That's what we hope for. Already coming up on 9 o'clock. Kelly Clarkson is coming up if you're watching on television here in just a moment. We'll find out what she's got to say.
All right.
As always, we'll keep track of what comes up today. If there's rain and heavy, we're going to be live to tell you about it. Scotty Ray Report is how you found us on Facebook or YouTube.
That's right. Hope y'all have a wonderful day and try to stay dry. If it does start raining, have your umbrella handy, and we'll see you back at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Bright and early. Come join us.
Yeah.
We'll see you then.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: